Patch 4.6 is on the test server and we're about to check the new ship and vehicle prices. Let's go. Starting with new deal on Lorville. Start with Aegis, the Hammerhead, Avenger Stalker, Titan, always cool, Warlock, Aegis Eclipse, Gladius, just did a great video on that, Reclaimer, Retaliator, remember you've got to buy the modules separately, so it's more than 7 mil, Aegis Saber, Vanguard Warden, Hoplite, Harbinger, Sentinel, these are your two best ones in my opinion, Redeemer, Titan Renegade, awesome ship, I love it. Same goes for the Saber Comet and the Valiant. Got the Firebird, most epic racing ship, the Peregrine. That's it for Aegis. Moving on to Anvil, the Ballista, Spartan, Centurion, F7C Hornet Mark II, the Ghost Mark II, awesome ship, and the Tracker. Moving on to Argo, got the Mole, MPUV Cargo, Personnel, Argo Raft, great starting hauler, SRV, not much use for that. The Atlas, a must-have, MPUV tractor, CSV SM, little pickup truck, I like it, and the Atlas Geo. Then Consolidated Outland, Mustang Beta, one of the most underrated ships, and only Mustang that has a bed. Alpha, Nomad, awesome ship, and the Hover Quad, aka Death Quad. Then Crusader Industries, my favorite variant, the M2 Hercules. And then my least favorite, Crusader ship, the Intrepid. Moving on to Drake, got the Buccaneer with an A-grade JS300 power plant that you get as a stock component, Caterpillar for the haulers, everybody's favorite Cutlass Black, Cutlass Blue, my favorite Cutlass, the red medical variant. Then the Dragonfly, like going fast in a straight line, get the Herald, although it's pretty useless at the moment. Cutlass Steel, Drake Mule, Cutter, Jose, Vulture, Cutter Scout, my favorite, the Rambler, and finally the Drake Golem. Moving on to Graycat Industrial, got the Rock, DS, rather get the Rock, and then the MTC, which I really like. Then Mirai, got the Razor, EX, and Alex variants, I like all three. Fury and MX snub fighters, the MX being your missile variant, and the Pulse and LX hover bikes. Got the Guardian and Big Brother, the MX missile variant. Then MISC, we have the Freelancer, DUR, that's a cool ship by the way. Freelancer Max, MIS, the Reliant Core, Starfarer and Gemini, MISC Prospector, Reliant Mako, the Sen, the Tana. Another very cool starter ship if you're into hauling, the Whole Sea, which has been bugged for ages, Starlancer Max, the Fortune, and then one of my favorites, the TAC, which of course has a medbed and a small hangar at the top. And one of my favorite manufacturers, Origin, 85X, great two-seater, the M50 Interceptor, the Ferrari of Star Citizen, 890 Jump, yeah, don't buy that. 100i, 125A, 400i, which I love. Of course, the 400i has space for this X1. Here we see the Force and Velocity variant. Then RSI, the Phoenix, with a little PDC cannon at the back, very cool. The Andromeda missile boat, Aquila Explorer, a little Ursa, the Mantis, Constellation Taurus, everybody's favorite hauler, because of versatility and the fact that it has a tractor beam. RSI Scorpius and Antares variant. Note that you need 2 players to make the most of the Scorpius ships. The Ursa Medivac, absolute must-have. Zeus ES and CL, and then the Luxury Lynx, which I also like. And finally, the Meteor. Even though it's pretty strong, it's not very maneuverable and quite buggy at the time of recording this. Then moving on to Tumbril, the Cyclone AA, Cyclone base variant, the RC, my favorite, the RN, the TR, and the MT, which is the best one. No need to get any of the others other than the RC. And then of course the Nova tank, Storm anti-aircraft light tank, and the base Storm variant. Get all the tanks or really buggy at the moment. Next up, we're at the ship dealers in Pyro, Ironfly. Starting with Argo, we've got the Atlas, CSV-SM, and Atlas Geo. Then Drake, got the Dragonfly, my favorite Cutlass Red, the Vulture, Buccaneer with A-grade military power plant, the JS300, and the Golem. Then Graycat STV, which I like a lot, and the MTC, which I like even more. MISC, we only have the Prospector and Fortune, and then Tumbril, the base Cyclone, and Tumbril Nova. We've arrived at Levski and we're heading to Teacher's Ship Shop. Starting off with Aegis, we got the Gladius, the Avenger Titan, and Teacher's Special Reclaimer. Then Anvil Aerospace, we have the Terrapin and the Anvil Arrow, which is awesome. Then Argo, we have the SRV, MPUV Tractor, a Mole Teacher's Special, Atlas, the awesome Raft, and the Atlas Geo. Then for Consolidated Outland, we have the Nomad Teacher's Special, which is very cool, and the Mustang Alpha. Crusader Industries, we have the Hercules A2. For Drake, we have the Teacher Special Vulture, the Drake Cutter, the Mule, and the Special Golem. For Graycat, we have the PTV, the Rock, and the DS. And as always, I'll recommend rather getting the Rock and not the DS. For MISC, we have the Special Starfarer, Freelance DOR, Special Fortune, Reliant Core, and the awesome Hull A. Then for RSI, we have the Taurus and Ursa Medivac, which are both awesome. Next up, we're heading to Astro Armada on Area 18. Man, what a struggle to get in here. Starting with Anvil, we got the Hawk, awesome fun little fighter. Same goes for the Arrow, Gladiator missile boat, one of the best looking ships in the game. Got the Super Hornet Mark 1, very cool. The Hornet Tracker, the Ghost, absolutely deadly Hurricane. Then the Terrapin, hard pass on that one, it's pretty useless. Same for the Valkyrie now that we have the Asgard. We have the Ballista, the Carrack, which is also always useful. C8X Pisces, Hornet Mark 1, Spartan, the Centurion, the base C8 Pisces, Hornet Wildfire Mark 1, the only Pisces you need, the C8R, awesome Terrapin Medic, which is tough as hell but can't carry a vehicle, and then the new Cutlass Black, the Anvil Asgard. Next up, Upwa, we have the Nox, Artual, and Santokai. All three of them very cool and very bugged still. Then Argo Atlas, CSV SM, and the Atlas Geo. For Banu, we only have the Banu Defender, it's not great. Consolidated Outland, Mustang Delta, I'm of the fan of the Delta and the Gamma, look how cool this is. And then the Death Quad, aka Hover Quad. Crusader Industries, we've got the C2, always awesome, and the Intrepid, which I'm not a fan of. And then for Espero, we have the Prowler Dropship, the Blade, the Talon, the missile variant Shrike, which I absolutely love. Then the ultimate smuggling ship, the new Prowler Utility. Then only one Gattack ship, the Sulan, which is weird. I don't like it, but it's strong for a starter ship. Graycat, we have the PTV and STV, both of those are useful. Kruger Intergalactic, we have the Merlin, my favorite, the Archimedes, and the new L21 Wolf, which is overrated if you ask me. For Mirai, we have the Razor EX and LX, my two favorites. Then the Fury LX racing ship, the base variant, Mirai Pulse, and the Racing Pulse LX. Of course, we also have the Guardian and the Big Brother missile variant, the MX, which is really cool. For MISC, we have the Starlancer Max and the epic Starlancer Attack, which is currently one of my favorite ships. Just wish it was a bit faster. And lastly, for Origin, we have the 300i, which I love, 315p, 325A, M50 Interceptor, the awesome 350R, man that thing is cool, just pretty expensive. And the 600i and then the 600i Touring, both of those pretty strong, but there are better ships at that price range. 100i, 135C, the 890 Jump, which is way overpriced since it has no use other than looking pretty. 400i, which is cool, the Velocity, the X1 Force, and the X1, all three of those, of course, fitting perfectly in the 400i front hangar. Final stop, Crusader showroom. Starting with Argo, we've got the Atlas, CSV, and Geo. Then the Crusader ships, Mercury, Star Runner, pointless ship, although a lot of people like it. C2, always awesome. Ares, Ion, the Inferno, both of those nerfed into the ground. So if you have to pick one, get the Ion. The A2 Hercules Starlet, the Bomber, the awesome M2, the A1 Spirit, which I really like, the C1 Spirit, and Intrepid. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out this video in the corner next.